What's going on YouTube? It's your boy Dummy Wormy. I'm coming at you with another video, and this might finally be the last video in this David Jaffe arc, because it seems like he is fundamentally getting out of the grifting game shortly after getting into it. But for those of you who are unaware of what's been going on, let me take you back to the beginning for a little bit, because this all started back just about a week or so ago when you had David Jaffe come out here, the former God of War creator, and state out loud that Dragon Age the Veilguard only failed because of YouTube grifters, all while comparing transgender characters and people not wanting to deal with this modern day gender ideology to basically people not wanting black people in the game. Since then, you ended up having countless people come out here and just start roasting him. And one of the prime roasters was Vera Dark over here on her actual YouTube channel, breaking down what he had to say, showing that it wasn't factual whatsoever, and that the real reason the game failed was because of ideology first, gameplay second, and overall an awful video game. Plain and simple. But because Vera Dark is a very skilled content creator and actually knows what it is that she's saying, David Jaffe decided to have a bitch fit and completely spaz over the fact that Vera Dark roasted her, going so far as to even claim that she was only successful on YouTube because of her gender, her hair, and her looks, fundamentally demeaning her and attacking her based on her gender, which last time I checked was a sexist rant. But after being called out for having this massive sexist rant, considering you're a massive progressive, you decided to say, no, I'm not doing any of this. I never was once being sexist, going as so far as even arguing with his hyper-progressive chat, saying that he wasn't being sexist and he was just being mean and belittling and doing all this stuff. And who cares if I was attacking her based on her gender and stuff like that? Who cares if I was doing that? I wasn't being sexist. Well, because of all this, because of all the negative attention that he was getting, he finally admitted to the world that even though he hates it when everybody else does YouTube grifting, lying to their audience, misrepresenting facts, he was gonna get involved with it, with him putting out this poll, openly admitting that he is YouTube grifting, and even quote tweeting it, fundamentally stating that he is grifting off of all of this to try to grow his channel, to try to get that money because he reveled in it. This was his claim to fame right now. This is how he's gonna put himself on the map, was grifting off of all the negative attention, simultaneously saying he's not being a grifter, but all openly being a grifter. Well, Vera Dark decided to chime back in again and comment on the fact that he's openly being a grifter, because she pointed out that it really wasn't working. When we come over here to her Twitter account, you can see his subs are gonna roll in, guys, any day now. And this actually comes from Social Blade. Now, Social Blade isn't super accurate, and it mainly does stuff within the amount of 100 subscribers as of right now for David Jaffe, considering he's in the 10,000 sub count mark. So every 100 subscribers, it takes note. And yeah, you're doing this for all the sub growth and channel growth and money. Doesn't look like it's actually rolling in. And when we actually come over here to David Jaffe's channel, yeah, we can see your like to dislike ratio, buddy. Those aren't some good like to dislike ratios going on there. And when you actually start taking maybe even a deeper look, comparing his sub count to his actual video count, 1.9k views, let's see, 2.7k views, 2.7k views. Yeah, these are views equivalent that I get, and I'm a 2,000 sub channel. Yeah, his channel's dead. He was only doing this because he was not successful. He wasn't making the money that he used to make. A man that at one point in time was reviled in the gaming industry, made games such as God of War and Twisted Metal, games that fundamentally changed the way people viewed video games and gaming culture. It was a massive boon, and ever since then, he thought he could hop on YouTube after getting out of the industry and get millions of subs, and he's not. He's only sitting at 55k subs and barely gets anybody to actually watch his content, except when he's grifting and reacting to all the negative views. But the sad thing is, you only seem to be getting hate watchers because your ratios aren't good. And this has all fundamentally culminated into what was the most predictable outcome in all of this. When we come over here to his latest thread, we can see he's getting out of the grifting game real fast and leaving the negative content behind. I was enjoying going back and forth with some of these YouTube people. Drama is fun, but I just saw one of them repost a clip with Matt Walsh say he wants to wipe trans ideology off the face of the earth, which, let's be clear, he wants the trans people gone. Already you can pretty much see where David Jaffe is taking this, and I will explain why he is doing this here in just a moment. But yes, David Jaffe has decided to get out of the grifting game while simultaneously having an emotional outburst and doing what he always does: emotionally blackmail everybody to try to say that he's the morally superior individual while ignoring the fact that he has brought all this on himself. He has a right to his bile, but wanting an entire group of people removed from the stage, yeah, that's some Nazi shit right there. So, while it's been fun and I like to debate and get in the mud from time to time, I'm shocked who these people run with and associate with. So moving on, I'm done with these trash people, and I'm done giving them any air in my space online. I used to want to find a way to meet in the middle and find common ground. That seems to be impossible for many of these people. So while I'll always enjoy drama, I won't be addressing these people anymore. They are evil, cruel, and I'm ashamed some of them ever got any joy out of the games I got to work on. Just horrible humans. Sad thing is, David, when we hop right on back over to your channel, those were the only things actually getting views on your channel and then getting any sort of engagement on your channel. And as Vera Dark pointed out, you really haven't even been gaining any subs. Nobody's actually interested in your content. You're just floundering and wasting away because, let's be real fair here, nobody likes you anymore. Gone is the time of David Jaffe, who made God of War with side quests where you bone girls. Gone is the David Jaffe who made Twisted Metal and introduced the world to Sweet Tooth, one of the most psychotic, deranged serial killers of all time. David Jaffe is no longer this edgy dude. He's now a safe, progressive dude. And when he starts losing these arguments, when he starts losing these debates and starts realizing that there's no path forward from being called a sexist now, from realizing that no matter how much he tries to grift, he's not going to grow his channel, and he's never going to be on the same level as individuals like Asmongold, Stuttering Craig, or Vera Dark, he decides to whip out his tried and true method of emotional manipulation and moral blackmail, saying that he's a morally superior person due to his ideology and due to accepting of trans ideologies and trans people, mainly because his minor child transitioned. And he's superior because he allowed his minor child to transition. That's how David Jaffe acts. This is who David Jaffe is. And I quote tweeted him, because this is a fundamental reality of David Jaffe. Here's the truth about David Jaffe. He is not only a mental lightweight, a dishonest person, and an abusive person, he is also a manipulative pile of scum. The moment he starts getting any real pushback, he reverts to moral outrage and emotional blackmail. He acts like he is coming at everything with good faith, but he never is. And he only wants to paint people as monsters instead of acknowledging his own moral shortcomings. And what do I mean here? He acts like he's coming in with everything with good faith. When we come back over here, he talks about, I've done the best I can to actually communicate with these people, to find common ground. Well, let's take what you did with Vera Dark recently. Instead of actually, DMing her and trying to communicate with her, you decided to hop into her stream, try to derail her entire stream to get her to interact with you and engage with you. And when she said, hey, I'll at least DM you because that's the nice thing to do, she found out that your DMs are closed to people that you follow, and she couldn't actually DM you or talk to you at all. So you went to her stream, derailed everything, trying to get to, the look at me, look at me, look at me. And then when actually have a chance to have a good faith discussion with her, you block her out. You lock her down, incapable of actually talking, because you don't want to talk. You want to blackmail. You want to manipulate. You are showing to the world that you are just a dishonest person here, and that you are no longer the man that made these games. And you're so jealous of people like Vera Dark, like Asmongold, like Stuttering Craig, like Hypnotic, because they're more successful than you, because they actually have an audience that cares about them, and your audience is nothing more than hate washers who don't even engage with you on a fundamental level. And when you realize that you're failing, when you realize this negative content isn't working, you decide to come out here and say, I'm morally superior than you because I support transing the kids. No, David, you're not morally superior than anybody. At a fundamental level, you are the most abusive person to these people. We could get deeper and deeper into this, but this is how David Jaffe has always acted. You can go to when David Jaffe went on Side Scrollers to have a debate with Melanie Mac, and you can see just how emotionally manipulative and abusive he is to anybody that disagrees with him, to anybody that has a different opinion with him, because he's nothing more than an ideologue. And when he's losing the argument, he does what all these leftist content creators do: moral outrage, moral superiority, emotional blackmail, emotional manipulation. They're scumbags, all of them. And it's about time people start recognizing that. David Jaffe will always be a scumbag. And to people like Vera Dark and Stuttering Craig, you're nothing to them. You can rant and rage online about how morally superior you are all day and night, but they know that they don't care about you. And that's what really grinds your gears, is that nobody cares about you, is that nobody actually discusses you outside of a negative connotation. All these massive progressive people that you were getting, all these progressive gamers that you were so fond of getting, where are they? I thought you were getting so many new people engaging with you. You were seeing massive growth. Where are they? Because all we see is negative growth. And all we see on your YouTube videos is negative interaction. David, you're no longer the man people looked up to. You are no longer this person that people had faith in. And your grift for your negative content, it failed. And this year, this discussion, you being in the news cycle right now, the real reason you're here is because it was a slow news week and there's nothing else really to talk about right now. So once there's news starting to pike back up again, guess what? You'll go back to having 1K views on a video with a channel with 55,000 subscribers. Welcome to being irrelevant, David. You did this to yourself. But I'm going to leave it there, guys. Let me get your guys' thoughts on all this down in the comments below. If you like this video, please give a thumbs up, share it out with friends, hit the subscribe button, hit that notification bell for every time I put out a new video go live, guys. And I'll see you on the next one. Bye for now.